Hey guys, this is Chance Williams, and today on Chance Shop Talk, I got a special treat for you guys. It is collision. There's quite a few people in here that's in our group, and that it's in this group is actually doing a lot of metal fabrication, and some of them have actually even owned their own business too as well. We're going to start off by telling you this is Shane Bates from Collinision Autocraft in Lagrange, Georgia. He is a very outspoken individual, and he's a very good friend of mine, and I'm very proud to call him a friend of mine. I would say if we're...
I feel the same way.
Okay. How long have we been knowing each other, brother?
Better than 25, 30 years.
Yes, it's a long time. So Shane here is a business owner here in Lagrange, Georgia, and has been for how many years have you owned this place?
Been here at this place for 26 years.
26 years. That's a long time, is it not, guys? You can say he's got his feet planted pretty much firmly in the ground with a bunch of roots connected to it. So today, Shane, I basically want to talk to you about business and how it works and how it operates and what it takes to actually run a business and be very successful at it. Because a lot of these guys out here are trying this stuff brand new and they're failing. A lot of them are hawking their homes and doing everything, but some of them are doing it slow, at a slower pace, and they don't have customers coming in and like they want to have customers coming in. And I guess we're going to start off by giving y'all a little enlightenment as to Shane's background. Can you give us a little bit of that, Shane? Tell us about your education.
High school graduate, graduated trade school. My graduation of trade school, because I participated in trade school the same time I did high school, I graduated within 3 weeks of each other.
Oh, really?
Trade school was somewhat of a help, more on the business side, not on the automotive repair side. Mm-hmm. They were more into training on restorations, and I got into the collision side of it.
Collision side.
Big difference in the two. If you love restoration, you hate collision. If you love collision, you hate restoration. Two different worlds, and any of the guys that does restoration understand that, and any of the guys that does collision hate restoration. So,
yeah. Well, they know me. I'm on the mechanical side of it, and being in collision is two worlds. So you got a ton of mechanical stuff that goes on.
You have to know your mechanical side.
Yeah, don't get me wrong. We do a lot of stuff for you, and vice versa. We exchange tons of information between one another daily, and we help each other out if somebody's got something that's broke, needs to be fixed or whatever, and we get it done and make your customers happy. And that's pretty much the bottom line, is customer satisfaction. But there's a side to the body side of it that I will never do, and I can't do it. I tried it. I did an elective, and I tell you, it's for special people.
Look, there are people in this business that can't do it. I can assure you. We get cars here from other shops that are just, you can't believe they make a living doing it. But hey, to each his own. If you need your deductible saved, you're at the wrong place here.
Yeah, that's probably one of the first things that a customer walks in and says, hey, can you help me on my deductible?
That's right. And you sacrifice money, you're going to sacrifice quality. And the sacrifice for quality we don't do because of the plain and simple fact. We got a reputation to withstand. I've lived here my whole life, and one person is unhappy tells a million people.
Yeah.
And you can't afford that. And so that's where you don't cut corners, and you can't afford to. And our business is regulated by insurance.
Is that not tough? You was telling me about how
very
they
much
did
so.
it.
They know exactly what the part costs. There is no the markup. You have to work the discounts with your vendors.
You have to, in other words, you're constantly on the phone like 20 hours a day.
You got software that helps you, but at a certain time that software stops, and you have to get on the phone.
Yeah.
And if you don't, you're going to lose.
Yeah. Well, I'm sorry for the noise in the background, guys, but y'all gonna have to deal with it because this place most of the time never stops, just like mine. And he's doing a little different. He does it 5 days. I do it 4 days. So today's my Friday. I get to go home. He gets to come in tomorrow.
Yeah, unfortunately, I still got another day.
You got another day. So let's get more into the regulation side, because a lot of these guys would like to hear pretty much what's your daily activity from the day that I see you, I'm here way before most anybody else, and I see you pulling in, and I'm like, he's at it again today, and my hat's off to you for that. I mean, really, I inspire I'm inspired by people who get out and do the same thing that I do on a daily basis as soon as you hit the door.
Wow. First things first, you got to check on your parts. What's backordered? What's here? What's coming? What's not coming? Run your parts down. Call your vendors. Get online. Emails. From getting your parts situated, that's about 9:30. Then you start with the insurance companies. They want to know where the cars are. So you got to update everybody. You update your system with your estimating system. And with updates on the estimating system, it tells the insurance company and it sends texts and emails to the customer. Once you've gotten that done, now it's time for the new cars that's come in. You've got your tow ins, you've got your drop-offs, and you start with them, writing the estimates, taking the pictures, documentation. The one thing that's really changed a lot in our business is you do go around every car, and you take your pictures. Then you do a pre-scan. We do immediate checkoff when the car comes in. If the car's towed in, we call the customer in, so they come in. That checkoff consists of everything from looking at your check engine lights, low tire lights, additional damage on the car.
Right.
We have to go through that. Talking about other people paying the bill, there's nothing more frustrating than walking out and showing the customer their front end, and they walk to the back of the car and says, "You damaged my back bumper." Yeah,
that brings up a really big question. With all the pictures and all the documentation that you do, you still have people buck on you.
Yes.
Why? That's where you come in. No, come on. Let's
That's right.
Let's go
we walk around the car immediately, and you show them. You'll be surprised at how many times the teenage kid drives mom and pop's car. And they damage it, don't tell mom and pop don't see it, they drop it off, we fix the deer hit, and where they had backed into the well or backed into the porch or backed into the cousin's car.
Semis, I remember that.
That's right. And they don't tell no one. Guess who gets blamed? The last guy that touched it.
The last guy.
So, with that being said, it is what it is. You go around the car and you get a definite that this car was damaged before it got here.
Yeah, I get that. So that's pretty tough for somebody who does not do all the documentation that does it.
I can't imagine not doing it. I've been down that road and didn't do it. I cut that out.
Okay. I don't know if I can hear it.
I don't know.
Oh Lord. I hope I don't have to redo this. If we have to, I hope you're okay with it.
Can you stop it and then start back up?
I can.
Let's do that.
And we are done. All right, guys, so we moved it over here to my shop because Shane's got a lot of stuff going over there at his place, and it stays constantly busy and constantly noisy. I wanted to make sure that you guys are able to understand what he's out here to give you as far as advice. Shane, I think we started off somewhere about what's it like from the minute you walk in the door first thing in the morning?
Yeah, first thing in the morning, I find myself chasing undelivered parts. Parts that I'd ordered yesterday, day before, things that I know that's supposed to be coming in. From that point, trying to find other vendors that will bring me parts or can get me a part. Maybe it's back ordered, maybe they didn't have it in stock, maybe they dropped the ball and didn't deliver it. So with that, you spend your first part of the mornings chasing parts. You'll spend the second part of your mornings writing new estimates, matching estimates, and ordering new parts. And then the end of the day is billing. You take all your invoices, you make sure they're correct. Software helps a lot with that, but if you do not stay on top of it, you lose money, period.
Well, that's a job for like the Army.
Yeah, exactly.
And you pretty much manhandle a lot of that stuff by yourself, but some of it you push off on hopefully some of your employees, right?
Well, secretary and wife have to do a lot of that.
Yeah.
Anything that I've done checked on twice, then from that point, it gets marked with a marker and they start checking on it. And I want them, one checking on it at 1 hour and another one checking on it another hour. Either tell me you don't have it or get it to me.
Right. You got to make a decision for your customer.
That's right.
And most of your customers are rental cars too, right?
Most every one of my customers in a rental car. I'd say 75% is rental because insurance is paying. Yeah. And insurance wants them going as fast as possible because they don't want to pay the rental bill.
Yeah. So what happens if you're delayed on parts and you can't get them when time expected? Is it something that you're, I guess, I don't know the exact word to say, but do somehow the insurance company says, sorry, you're paying the rental bill or for a rental car or anything like that? Is that a rare case where that happens?
In the past, they used to tell us if it went over a certain time period, they would like to see you work on every car an average of 3.2 to 3.5 hours a day. So that means you've got to have hands-on tech half a day on every car, all day long to get those numbers. That seems easy, but it's not always that easy because you may not have a part. This car may sit 2 days, 3 days. Now you've got 2 or 3 days, you need to be working on it all day. So there's time periods. You can't just park a car out back and expect it to be there. The average person's rental is only good for 30 days. Will not go over 30 days.
Really?
Guaranteed.
Has there ever been any like weird cases that happened with you?
Yeah, as a matter of fact, we just finished 2017 BMW that the quarter panel took 6 weeks to get here.
Golly. Because
it was 2 wrecks somehow or another that overlapped within 12 hours of each other. The insurance company actually stepped up. One, he was a claimant, one, he was insured, and they actually run all 2 months on him, and it took every bit of every day to try to get the car done because it's a 2-week repair when you got to replace a quarter, inner and outer structure, stuff like that, and that stuff wasn't coming in. You don't dare cut a car apart because then you can't move it until that stuff does hit the floor. But
then that goes real estate. You have to have that space. Then if you cut it,
that's right. You can't move it.
And so you end up with like traffic jams, or either you got 50 people jacking cars up, throwing dollies at them, and moving them around, right?
Well, if you handicap a car and you can't move it, that stall's no longer making money. Number one. Number two, the other cars that need to go in that stall can't get work done. And as you know, the past 2 weeks it's been rain 75% of the time every day, so you can't work in a parking lot.
Yeah, you can't even wash them.
No, so you do have that issue.
And your building's only so big.
That's right. You can only get so many cars in.
Yeah, it's just like mine. You see me sometimes over here. I've actually calmed mine down to just appointments only. And I'll be honest with you, man. I just don't see how you juggle what you juggle every day.
It's a battle.
That's a tall order.
Well, anybody that's in my shoes knows this.
Yeah, that is. So tell us a little bit about the regulations and stuff. So when it comes to like group communicating with other repair shops, I'm trying to talk to these guys in like the mechanical repair shop. A lot of times people, it's like grabbing a customer and you've had them for 5 years and there's something you can't do, but you know somebody that can, and either you work the deal yourself. You either work the deal yourself and take it through there and do it, or either you just tell the customer go over. How does that work with you guys?
Basically, the way that works with us is we're not legally allowed to discuss anything. But if a body shop, there's nothing I don't do.
Yeah.
I don't have to pass my customer off to another shop. But if we did, you would hope and pray that your customer would be loyal to come back to you.
Right.
There's nothing that another body shop can do that I can't. We do the aluminum repairs. We do pick up different jobs. The city of Lagrange, matter of fact, had an aluminum body truck that had to be repaired.
Yeah.
It went to 3 different shops before it finally landed at mine.
Yeah.
And then they said, hey, how long is this going to take? I said, I think that's irrelevant, being it's been 6 weeks at other shops. There's not going to be a rush.
It gets to one of those points where a lot of people strike out and then they bring it to you and you're like, well, I get to it, but just because of your problem, I'll do the best I can, but I'm just not going to get rid of, put my other good paying customers where I want to see you once or something like that.
First come, first serve.
So what you're getting at is customer satisfaction. If you take care of that customer and you know you're loyal to that customer and that customer's loyal to you, you're pretty much, you don't have any problem sending them somewhere else.
That's right. I don't fix my competitors' customers' cars, and they don't fix mine.
Yeah.
We don't try to take their customers. If one of their customers comes in, needs an estimate, naturally, I'm going to ask, do you already have one from your vendor? Sure.
Yeah.
I want to see it. I'll make sure I don't win that bid. I don't want to fix. You can never make that customer happy, and I'm not going to attempt.
Yeah, well, that's true. There's a lot of folks you can't make happy no matter what you do for them. There's some of those just stuck up in the mud folks that just don't believe nothing but what they see, and even if they see it, they're still questioning it, right?
Well, and our industry has changed so much since COVID. There's no longer such thing as an estimate.
Yeah.
Insurance companies want the customers to take pictures, send it in. Customers do that, insurance company writes the estimate. Don't have to waste my time. Yeah, and then what they do is you present that estimate to your local body shop, you're done.
Yeah.
It's not a bunch of running around rigmarole anymore. Anything additional to the vehicle that needs to be done, we handle it.
So you brought up a good thing I'd like to talk about, but it's really more politics. But what do you think? Do you think the automotive industry, just our industry, because I can't really speak for the bread industry, the rocket industry, or any other industry other than mine. So would you think COVID's played a pretty good part on hindering parts delivery?
Oh, most definitely. COVID has stopped shipping of parts drastically. 2017 Mercedes-Benz rear bumper wiring harness that runs the sensors no longer available, and they're telling me will never be available again.
So that's when you got to start outsourcing used parts and stuff like that, if possible, right?
All those have been outsourced.
Really?
Yes. So we were building we spent the time 3 hours to build a wiring harness for.
Oh, so you built the wiring harness. Yeah, that's true. It's going more to building more stuff nowadays than it is buying and replacing it.
That's right.
And I can attest to that. I've been waiting forever for an engine and transmission. I finally got the transmission, and I think it's played a big part in it. And I think the handout and it makes people a little lazy, and maybe some of them, maybe there's a lot of good folks of you out there that have really good, strong ethics and work ethics, and you just got tired and you wanted to take. Hey guys, so what happened? Well, I'll tell you what happened. A newbie mistake. Well, it was partial newbie mistake, partial could not stop and could not help mistake. We lost sound. Right there in the last few minutes of our interview, where I had actually asked Shane what was some words of inspiration that he could give to other people out there who's wanting to start their own business. And he pretty much boiled it down to stop having the fear of doing it. If you have it in your gut, you'll never sleep at night. If you don't try, you'll never know if you'll succeed. So me and him are on the same lines as most of you guys out there are wanting to start, prosper in your in a new business venture is something that you'll never know unless you try. So the fear of not trying is also the fear of never trying. You guys have got to either try to build a good relationship with customers, start slow, or start large. It depends on you and your pocketbook and what you think you can achieve. So unless you get out there and try, you never will succeed. The newbie mistake was first batteries. I can't believe that. It started flashing, so I said, well, I think it'll be okay. I just tried that out this morning. And the I cannot help was the cable. The cable actually failed. So there was nothing I could do about the end of the sound. I hope you guys enjoyed what little information I could get out of this video. That was a two-part take. It took one evening of setting at his place, and then we had a whole bunch of noise and stuff, and you guys couldn't hear it. So I stopped it, and then we started again, and the newbie mistake was I had shut everything off, and I thought I didn't, so we kept on talking, and I had no sound in the second part. So that was actually the third take when it was over at my place, sitting there, and the last few minutes of the interview was try, try, try. And the bottom line of it is knowledge. If everything was taken away from Shane Bates as I had asked him, he said he could start again and probably be even better the second round. But at the same time, if you don't try, you'll never succeed. All right, this is Chance Williams with Chance Shop Talk. Y'all take care, and God bless each and every one of you guys.